recovery from drug and alcohol. I had previous training in art. I kind of grew a lot in Cafe One.
And I want to get more involved in the community, and I, had the pleasure to meet him, and he's involved, so I said I'll stick with him, and see what
Armando
I
and
can do.
Debbie.
Yes, and I feel that I have to, in a way, do some, going through an addiction and knowing how hard it is, and I feel that it's my job now to do something about it, and I have a lot of plans, I have a lot of passion about starting maybe an awareness. One of the things that I discovered, through going through an addiction and studying, the parts of the addiction and how it affects us, once it becomes an addiction, it's very difficult to stop it. So what I'm trying to do is to focus and before it happens, so maybe starting an awareness in teenagers, targeting them, and making awareness in parents, being able to identify the signs and things that they need to be watching out before it gets there. Because once it gets there, it's kind of, they're on their own, and it's a loss. It's very difficult. So hopefully something will come out from this, and so I can keep, moving up and doing things.
Good. One of the things that I want to say is Debbie and I have been together for over 20 years. One of the first projects that we took on was women's halfway houses. That's where the Spirit took us. And we went to Prototypes, and we went to Miracle House, and we went to so many other places. And we went to jails, and we went to transitional programming. And one of the things that we learned through the redemptive narratives, writing, and oral presentations that we did was that what we determined was that the most difficult thing for an adult to do is change their habits. There's nothing harder than that for an adult. So if we can get them young, like you say. And so addiction is probably number one in terms of being the most difficult. And so that's why we have constant relapses, because it's so darn hard to change. And so this is a sanctuary where people can come in and there's no judgment. What we say is don't bring in guns, come in sober, and come in with the idea of redemption and transformation in your heart, and then the Spirit will guide us. And with some people it's taken us 17 years, with some people it's taken us 20 years, with some people they're still out there. But the process is never, ever short term. It's always long term. So go ahead, brother, your turn.
Yeah, first, thank you for inviting me to this meeting. Me too. I have alcoholism disease, and I went to Oxnard College, and also I got my addiction disorders certificate. Yeah, and I am from Guatemala. I came in here in 1981, across the border without any immigration papers, and I didn't have anybody here. I came with 6th grade. I started working in this museum as a gardener. I am now.
Can you pass them out?
Yes, here's English and here's Spanish, and here's my card, and also here's the La Voz del Inmigrante.
Okay.
So it's an article.
Please, we're going to pass everything out because we want to support you as much as we can. He's an author.
Yeah, so now I am a biologist also, and also I am an author of a book about my life, how I came here, how I made it to being the gardener of the museum. Now I am the who manage the museum, and this is my book. And so
this is his book that we're going to try to plug because we have to write our own narrative, our own story, right? Or they write it and they write it wrong. It's the old saying that I said. So this is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. So we'll pass it around, and that's his book. And we're going to try to have a book signing presentation by Rene. So go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so also I was saying that I manage the Bird Museum in Camarillo, It's the largest bird egg collection in the world. We have over 1 million eggs and the largest nest.
Who knew that there was a bird museum, egg museum in Camarillo? No
Yeah.
way, right?
Yeah,
So that's incredible.
we moved in there in 1994. So I have over 30 years working with them. And yes, as I say, I started as the gardener, the errand boy, and then now I am the manager.
Incredible story, incredible. Hi Daniel, how are you? Sí, están atrás.
Yeah. And so I was invited by,
Yes,
by
and-
Armando, and
yes.
I just met him, and so he's really, he and Debbie are supporting me with my.
We're very
project.
much, many of the people here are involved with Oxnard College, more people will come. What we're trying to do is get him a stage presence at the Black Box so that he, maybe along with some other people, a couple of 2 or 3 other local artists, authors, writers, we can get something going. So we're really, really, Debbie tells everybody, write your own story, right? She says that all the time. And these people are taking her up on that, and that's wonderful. So here's some more bookmarkers. Thank you, Renee. Autumn, tell us a little bit about yourself, sister.
Oh, I'm about to walk the line in May at Oxnard College. And
Tell us what Walk the Line means. You're going to graduate.
Yes. And I recently, the city council having appointed to be part of their committee,
Their commission,
the commission.
their arts commission.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. Good. A lot of growth. And you're also a videographer
Yes, and a photography.
and photography and a Zumba dancer.
We're
Good
all
for you.
Zumba dancers.
Yes. So we're getting everybody involved, right? Yes. So you are, she is, and we're getting everybody involved. Go ahead, Tony. You're next. Or did you say your piece? Okay, let me get everybody else.
I think Jeff.
Yes, Jasmine, your turn. Please,
Thanks,
introduce
Anna.
yourself.
Sorry.
This is
No,
real
no.
important, okay?
It was funny.
This is more important than what you're doing there.
Do I start now? Oh,
It's really important over here.
well, I am a
Oh,
local artist. I think you two I met. Or you two. I'm a local artist. I've been forever just doing different art projects to continuously try to expose and support local art and music. And anything innovative, anything exciting, anything original that happens in the county, because from what I see, we have very, very little support from local publications and media outlets. It's boring, pretty much. And so right now, I'm just working on a project called NewWaveFox.com, and it's a continuation of a publication I had in 2010. It was a magazine like yours. It was half a page. It was color. It was I published it myself. I directed it and I scouted for talent for it. And it included everything from arts to music to news to real life lifestyle occurrences. Things that would inspire the community to be more creative, to be more themselves, to progress themselves and to be united. And so NewWaveFox.com is now sort of being called a lot of different things. I called it a video magazine at first, and then a TV network, but it's really a movement in itself. And it's from a point of view of a female because I'm a girl, so I can't really...
Tell us how to write that, compañera.
New Wave Fox, N-E-W,
Wave,
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 F-O-X, Fox.
Fox.
So Fox is a male, it could be a female, and it's a new wave.
F-A-U-X?
N-E-W-W-A-V-E-F-O-X.
Okay, that's gonna be too hard. Could you write it for us so everybody can, can kind of follow you, okay? If you would, please. Okay.
And it is what it is, it's a movement in itself, and it entails being original, being exciting, and being
New Wave
innovative.
Fox.
They have a video. Oh yes, that's right. And that's continuing along, and I've always done it with my own budget. Never really had any help from the local government or the community. At that, I've always done my own sales and my own movement for it. So I know how hard it is for artists to work on a zero budget, but it is possible. I haven't been able to drive since 2008, and that hasn't stopped me from doing
Good.
things like this.
Great.
So. I'm all for everybody, and I can help in whatever way I can. I'm a videographer, a photographer, a graphic designer. I'm a dancer by heart and an artist. So so I have experience with a lot of different stuff, and I just like to utilize what I know and inspire others hopefully too. So that's me. My name's
Okay.
Jasmine.
Thank you.
Great presentation, Jasmine. Okay, Debbie and I are 130 years old, okay? 130 years old. And in Mexico, or any part of Latin America, maybe all the rest of the world, except this country, it's a great thing to say that I'm broke, I'm poor, and I'm managing to do what I can do. In the United States, there are billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars that you can access. No other country can do that. And the way you access those billions are through proposals. And so, what Debbie and I are trying to do is, and this is the thing about, remember we said, the most difficult thing that an adult can do is change. So one of the things that we do is, fuck, you know, for free? No, there's got to be a catch to it. There's no way that it's for free. Hello? Yes. There is a catch. You have to have a program. You have to have an idea. You have to be able to articulate that idea. And once you articulate that, and that's why we're here today, because we're articulating ideas that will produce funding for our community. That's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. And in Mexico, we couldn't do it. In El Salvador, I don't think we could do it. In China, I don't think we could do it. In Russia, we couldn't do it. But in this country, if we have an idea, we can do it. Okay, so, and we're going to keep going. So, my brother,
Yes.
Jace,
How you doing?
introduce yourself to us briefly and tell us what you're all about, my brother.
Hello, everyone. Most of you know.
We do, yes,
Uh,
most of us.
I am Jace Martin. I president of Incog Production, Incog Film, locally here. I deal with the music community, hip hop, R&B, jazz, funk, you name it. That's what we do. We promote local acts, and we're about getting the local artists into all the local venues, like we've done in the past downtown here, to create synergy and foot traffic for downtown for the art and music grant that we all have received in the past. What I'm doing right now is partnering, of course, with my brother here, Armando, and Debbie, is to have a workshop here for anyone that wants to learn how to write a song, produce a song. We're going to have classes here hands-on. I've been in the music industry since I was 16 years old. I won't give my age away, but I worked
You're
with
not
Motown.
130 years old?
I worked with Motown, I worked with Polydor Records, I worked with RCA. Those are the big sixes back in the day. Now you're dealing with the internet, and I know what all that's about. And I have a group of young individuals who also know, and my brother here, Tony D, also helps us out with the videos, and we've done a lot. I've also done a documentary that you all will be able to come out and view here on Beyond the Beats and Lyrics. And it talks about the hip-hop guys, of how they perceive what's going on in the community and what their lyrics are about. Everybody don't really understand what their lyrics are about. They're talking about them not being able to feed their family. They're talking about them not being able to find a job. Some of the things that Armando and Debbie harp on and trying to change in the community. So those are the things that I'm working on. Again, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but feel free to talk to me anytime. I've been very, very busy in the last few months, but I'm here with Armando and Debbie to focus on getting the studio going within the next 30 to 60 days.
So we're all a collaboration, guys, and on the rap tip, if you don't understand Tupac, then you're listening the wrong way. You gotta fucking open up your heart, you know, because, and there's Tupac and then there's everybody else.
Right.
And he's talking about exactly what this brother is talking about. And there was a kid by the name of Gustavo Gonzalez that was gonna be a Tupac, and he was a Mexicano. And he was my daughter's boyfriend about 20 years ago. And this was a giant, a genius. And like Tupac, he had a lot of vices. Girls, dope, you know, you guys know it. But he also had this incredible heart. And he had these green eyes. and he was a very tall Mexican cat. But he had a genius about him, Gustavo Gonzalez, Psycho Ron. And one day, he was in late after a performance at a Fat Burgers in Los Angeles, and there was a fight, a bronca, a little disagreement. He tried to be the peacemaker, he got shot dead. He lived incredibly, and he was, he's still paralyzed, paraplegic, but he's still doing some incredible things.
For a while, he could only communicate by blinking his eyes.
For a second, for a long time. And now he's trying to come up and trying to do some things, but he's the same, he's the counterpart to Tupac. And he's been talking about the same thing, the issues. And they're very strong issues, guys. And some people, oh, he cussing, oh, please, oh, please. You know, when people are getting killed by cops everywhere, and you guys are complaining about cussing, please. When this brother goes into every fucking crack house in Oxnard and all over the world and drags people out and saves their lives, please. You know, we can say fuck. We can say shit. You know, this guy is saving lives. And so we're very honored to have this grouping. And the reason why we're introducing each other is because we really don't know each other. Debbie and I know everybody here. But nobody knows that Hector saves everybody's life. Every fucking dope fiend, alcoholic, crackhead, Hector goes in and he doesn't judge. And he takes care of business. Right, Julie? Right. He just does it. And he's an incredible institution. And so, and there's authors here, and there's people that are trying to do business here. And there's people that are trying to put music on the map. And there's people that are doing videography. And there's people that are just coming up and trying to get themselves together. You know? And so what we want to do is create this kind of synergy here with love and, you know, just promote you guys. So, who hasn't, Julie hasn't talked. Introduce yourself, Julie.
Hi, I'm Julie. Sorry I'm late. I had some issues with my
Naturally.
So,
Single parent.
single parent.
Single parent issues.
Yeah, but I'm here and you know, I have the Zumba class. If you guys know people, please bring them. Or let them know.
And you're in recovery.
And I'm also in recovery.
Yes.
So I'm also an alcoholic. I struggle daily, but I'm here.
Good, sister.
Can you help with that?
Good, sister. And we're broke as hell, but we struggle, right? We
Yeah.
struggle. And fuck, we got a car, so we're cool, you know? Okay, so we're there. Okay, who else hasn't introduced? Daniel.
Well, I'm partnered up with Anna, my wife. I do whatever she tells me to do.
Daniel is a Swiss, you know, con la cuchara y chingadera y media, but he's not Swiss, he's Mexicano. He can do everything. The brother can do everything. He is an incredibly talented young man. Young Daniel, you brother.
Same.
Same.
He's my
Same.
partner.
Yes.
I mean, we make anything, you know. You need a stand, we'll make it. You need frames, we'll make it. You know, anything that can be made, or you think it can't, we'll make it. You know, one way or another.
And you bump the jams, brother.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. DJ. Yes.
And how much?
Yeah, Hector. Yeah, Hector and then Chantel. Yes. Hector.
My name is Hector, and I'm a grateful recovering Dauphin drum, low life. You put the list with what bad things, and that's what I am. Yeah, thank God. You know, no longer I'm that. I'm in recovery. I'm coming up in 20 years, clean and sober, which is a miracle. You know, I a local club of Alcoholics Anonymous named the Alano Club. I run a couple of sober living homes, and I'm very, very much involved in recovery. All my life is based today in recovery because I'm part of the trick in the street all my life. So I changed that around. And changing around means I made 151% change, and I'm here to tell you that recovery works, and if you're having any problems with drugs or alcohol, or anybody that you know, you send them to me, and we have a one-on-one, and we straighten them out, I'll say, whatever. We have to do something. Thank you.
I've called Hector at 12 o'clock noontime, at 12 o'clock at night, at 2 o'clock. I call them every hour of the day.
He's always
And this
there.
brother is always out there saving lives, always. We love you, brother. Chantal.
Hi everyone, my name is Chantal, and so pleased to be here where change happened. When change happened, I'm there. And such a beautiful community. What a few people do here is to present. We do some music sometimes. We do a beautiful group, so maybe I can be in touch with you. But also we're gonna do a program that is called the Peace Education, which is basically, it is true when we are at peace, usually the world is at peace. It starts with us. So it's a program where we have a chance to go back to the fundamental, who we are, not what we wear, what we think, but more fundamentally who we are human being. And at that level, it's amazing how we find commonality with everyone, with our status, with our ethnicity, and so it's going to be a beautiful program to get in touch with the inner resource. It's not something that is given to us, we already have it, but it's an opportunity to get back in touch more. And so you're welcome. It's going to start next Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:45. And
When, Chantal? On Tuesday?
oh yeah.
Yes. So you're going to pass those around, right?
Yeah.
You're going to pass these around, yes, please.
I don't know if I remember.
Chantal, here's someone who's gonna now come because he's here in the back, so.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. We all need peace. The question is, how do we get there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Y cada pinche chango tiene su mecate, su onda, su plátano, right? So we know that. And the beautiful thing about that door is that Debbie lets every chango come in with his onda, with her onda. Okay, and that's what's beautiful about this. We don't shy away from, different eclectic ideas. We embrace them. We embrace them. Okay, so,
I just want to say,
yes, yes.
it's not a religious program.
Yes.
So any faith that you have, has nothing to do with it. So I just want to clarify.
Yes.
It's universal. It's just a simple message. But it changed lives. It's all around the world, in every continent, in universities, in prisons, wherever people want to get in touch with their heart.
Hey, cool. Okay, so that's the introductions. We're going to go now to art in public places as a part of the city of Oxnard. And just a real short history. We're all artists here. The second you say I'm not an artist, we're going to say yes you are. Okay, so we're all artists here. The idea is that one of the ways we get to peace, we get to love, is through creativity, through positivity, through self-confidence, through self-discovery. I mean, a little kid knows that. Picasso said that very famously. I learned how to paint when I started painting like a 6-year-old. And so, what we want to do is, we want to change the way, remember, we're going to go back over and over again, the way adults think. They think, and then they stop growing. This is the way the shit is. And the second that an adult does that, he's fucked. Because it's got to go like this. And then it blows up, and then it gets created again. And so, art is that medium that permits you to make mistakes. There are no mistakes. You just re-gear up and you do it. Dancing, I made the mistake of doing this when I should have done. No. All of that stupid shit. In art, there are no rules. Or there may be some rules. The idea is you learn the rules and then you annihilate them. That's art. And then you create. That's what we're trying to do with art here as a concept, not the Mexicanos are out of order, the black kids are out of order, the Mexican, everybody's out of order, we gotta have cops to show us the way. That is, we know to be the devil's way. There are more people incarcerated in this country than anywhere all over the world. That's the devil's way. The spiritual way is through art. So we got to change the paradigm. But do you think the powers that be, the people that are afraid, the people that have the guns, the toys, are going to give that power away? Simply, no. But we have to convince them that in order to change a community, we have to introduce a lot of art and make it available to the community. And we can do this here in this very controlled, very isolated place called Oxnard, 250,000. The beach is over there, you know, we're pretty isolated. We've given ourselves a zillion black eyes, gangs, blacks, browns, farm workers, single parents, welfare queens, all of that stuff. And we haven't put those labels on ourselves, by the way. It's always the people that want to control us. So we got to change that paradigm. And anybody that thinks that the way you get ahead is by kissing institutional ass, you should get the fuck out of here. Because it hasn't worked. It won't work. They're already set in their ways. Oh, let me kiss the city council's ass, please. Let me kiss the mayor's ass, please. Let me kiss the supervisor's ass, please. You've got to remember, power concedes nothing, ever. You have to snatch it. You have to take it. And this is a very powerful group that can do that. Intellectually, democratically, organizing, mobilizing, and working together. Okay, so now, having said that, to a large degree, Art in Public Places was a slush fund for Holden and his boys, for Lopez and his boys. For 109 years, they had 30 years where they took Art in Public Places money and they went to the back and they drank their Carvassier and their tequila and they smoked their cigars and their joints, whatever the fuck they do behind closed doors. And they cut deals and they created these monstrosities all over Oxnard that you can still see that were called Art in Public Places. They weren't anything. They were just quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. Let's go play golf. And Debbie and I came into this town about 20 years and we looked at that and we said, this isn't right. We have to get money into us. And about 3 years ago, we were able to change that paradigm. So we got to keep it there, guys, because as I wrote that memo to you, as quickly as you can say City Council slush fund, they will snatch that money from you and not let you have it. So this brother got money, this brother got money, they got money, she got money, Julie got money, Chase got money, Tony got money, I got money, Debbie got money, all of us got money, but I couldn't convince all of you that you had to sign up so that we could get you some money. Because everybody that stuck with us and came to these training sessions that Debbie put together, everybody got money. So now the deal is, how do we invigorate this pool? Debbie and Autumn just got elected as the initial members of the Arts Commission because we decided that we were going to take the power away from the two city council women that came in and basically just sat as queens.
Come on.
Come on, Deborah. They didn't do shit.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
You know,
Okay,
just
you go ahead, sister.
Specifically,
Go ahead.
those of you that know the process, we had several different times during the year in our once-a-month meetings, they were canceled because we couldn't have a quorum of having both.
So that's called
city
not doing
council.
shit, Deborah.
So, okay, but because of that, a lot of things were delayed, and so, for example, the art cycle this time has been delayed an extra 5 months. The time before it was delayed about 8 months. And there were so many things that were prohibitive for the artists and the art community to sustain itself with consistency. And so we came up with the idea that if we were an arts commission, that we would be in a different independence level from the city council generated mandatory quorum. And so the other piece of it is that we want to start our own nonprofit within that commission so that we can seek additional funding to bring into the city for the arts. And we had that idea when it was a committee, but it just never got off the ground. But as an independent CAG, a citizen advisory group, we're going to have that flexibility. So there are a lot of really good things about our being able to.
Debbie's not really institutional, she works well with institution. But one of the things that she said was, there was a delay of 8 months and then a delay of 4 months. That's 1 year. 1 year.
Yeah.
If the cops had a delay of a week, they would be fucking burning shit down. We had a delay of 1 year. And oh well, Armando, you know, we have more important things. Oh Armando, you're so passionate, you're so, you know. So Debbie is saying we're gonna get this group together to create a mechanism where we're developing art. What we want to say is just get the hell out of our way and help us, and we can do it on our own. And anytime that we need support, just write letters of support. Anytime we have to include the city as a partner, do that. And if you can do that, then you've done a lot. And then Michelle, go wherever the fuck you need to go. Everybody else for the city, go where you need to go. And then Debbie is going to teach people, this is like, it's rocket science to everybody, right? But it's not. It's the way the oppressor keeps you oppressed. This is what the institution says. You know, Armando, submit a proposal, and then we're going to convene a body of professional people that is going to review objectively the proposal. All those great words, and it's fucking bullshit. It's a lie. Because they have no training, they have no qualitative, quantitative instruments to do what it is that they say they're going to do. It's just a bunch of bullshit. So Debbie is going to actually teach these people, after 109 years, of how to really be objective, honest, transparent, and really look at proposals. So for example, I'm going to share something with you. We had these sessions here, and Julie, on her proposal, got 70, and Debbie and I, on our proposal, got 200. Guess what? I wrote the proposal for Julie, using the same mechanism.
That's what we're saying. How in the world were they making that?
The same goddamn mechanism.
And then other people that we helped got 130 or 160. And it was the same basic format for everything that we said in each one of them.
I love Hector. He can't write a paragraph, but he saves lives. This is not a put down. He saves lives. And he got 170. I wrote it. And now somebody is going to go out and say, oh, Armando wrote. No, I'm helping the community because we are filling those holes where Hector doesn't have to write. He saves lives. Julie doesn't have to write. She saves lives.
But the big thing that we thought came up so clearly from this, if we had the same basic content,
yes,
how was there that tremendous variation? And then there was no correlation between the amount of...
Tell us what correlation means.
There's no exact match between what you got as a score and the amount or percentage of money that you got. So that was all over the place. So just those two things, that the same words had a wide variety of numbers, and the numbers had a wide variety of money that was associated with a 70 or 100 or 150.
I'll tell you what they did. They got 5 chimpanzees, 5 changos, and they fucking, you know, whoever had the most colorful pictures got 170. That's what happened.
What was the variable? Because there must be a variable.
That's what we don't know.
Is it for what the project is used? Is it what?
Well, remember that sample sheet that they used? This is what we're going to use, 25 points for this, 25 points for this, 25 points for that.
That's 100.
And
that's 100. They gave us 200. They can't even fucking add.
For the individual artist, it was the same way, with like 90 or something, 95 or something.
So it was monkeys.
And I'm like, okay, if you have a perfect score, why don't you get the full amount? And those who wrote it the same way, all of them, and one of them got 1,000, the other one got 500 and 750 and 1,000 over here, and it's the same it's the same, I'm like, how did that happen?
That's my question.
Chantel,
No.
what we're Chantel, it doesn't make any sense. You're gonna go,
No.
institutional
No.
and,
No. I have a very specific question.
Okay,
I'm not going up.
Go on.
Very specific.
go on.
My question is.
Apply next time. Go ahead.
My question is, each one of you, each person, you wrote all the
We work together.
yeah, but each one had a different way to allocate the money for a different project, right?
Yes.
So this is the variable. So I'm not sure if it's done, with equity because it's according to taste also the people. Some people may favor what you do, another person may favor this, but that is the variable.
But
There-
no, let me say.
Yes, tell her, stop it, Chantel, there can't be a variable.
No, stop. The main part is, that's not what was told to the applicants. So the applicants were told, you're gonna have 4 categories you're evaluated on, each one is worth 25 points. And then if they're using something else to evaluate, that's exactly what I'm saying is not professional.
Okay, that's what I need to
Because
know.
whatever it is that you're going to be taking points off for or adding points, it has to be clearly communicated to the applicant as well as to train the evaluators so they all know if I'm taking off 5 points, it means this part is missing or, and you tell them, it means they didn't say in words this. They didn't add the numbers correctly. It gives you a specific matrix.
So, Chantel, it sounds like you're asking an intelligent question, the variable. But the fact is that there is not supposed to be a variable. It is supposed to be very objectively clear that everybody is asking the same question so that they can judge on the same basis and give points based on the same thing. There are no variables. But, in a city like this, there are variables everywhere. So, if you think in this community that you are working with an honest, professional, objective, transparent, very well-trained, professional staff, you're absolutely wrong. They are a bunch of fucking idiots.
Why don't you speak how you feel?
That's how I feel. And the only person that can possibly make sense of this madness is Dr. DeVries. The only one. And she probably is not going to be able to do that. Because this scares the shit out of people. You mean I'm not doing the thing right? No, fool. You're pulling all your homies to judge this. You're pulling all your cronies to give all the money to these people. It's not supposed to happen like this. It only happens in Mexico. Hello? It happens in Oxnard.
But this is a very, very clear thing. What we asked, and a lot of you were there when we said, if you're judging the budget, they had the words, it needs to be reasonable and appropriate.
Right.
And I begged for people to say, exactly what does that mean? So when I write something, how will I know if it is reasonable and appropriate? And how will this team of evaluators know that that's what it's supposed to mean? And that's just like one example. But when you use words that don't have a clear definition, then everybody, it's up for grabs. And that's what happened. And so we're happy that a lot of people receive money, thank heavens. But the fact is, this was not a professional process.
So this is what happens when people get money. Simple-ass-minded people get money. The first reaction, knee-jerk reaction, is to go kiss the ass of the person that gave you the money. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Dorina. That's the knee-jerk reaction. But it shouldn't be that. Intelligent, progressive people should look at the matrix and look at, some of the questions that are being provided, because it doesn't just affect arts and public places. It affects Measure O. Measure O is $100 million and going. Block grant money is millions and millions, and it's going to be billions of dollars before you guys die. And you guys don't get any of that money. And anything that the professional staff does in Oxnard to review proposals or situations where you're asking for contracts should be objective. There should be never any variables. But in Oxnard, there's a million variables. And so we're never, ever going to get to a place unless somebody has the guts to say, not doing this right. With $200 million every year, we're not doing this right. What we're doing is just feeding our homies, our friends, the people that we know, and it's your taxpayer money. So that's why I'm so passionate about this. Is this a professional city? Hell no. Okay, so you had a question, compañera.
I don't know if it's out of what we're discussing, but does it have something to do with the evaluation of the former proposals?
They didn't allow anything in the description that would be counted. So if they did, it was a secret. And that's what, again, we're saying. If you say this is what you're going to be evaluated on, then you should be evaluated on that. If they say that you need to show that you know how to draw smiley faces, and unless you know how to do that, you're not going to get funded, it should be told to the writers before they turn them in. But they didn't do that.
Just, and we're going to move on. The two people that were principal in this were not Dorina and Carmen, who have been here a while. They're Mexican, they're female, and they're kind of embedded in the community. What they did, cowards, cobardes, what they did was they said, we're going to give Michelle Cantor, a Jewish woman that doesn't know shit about this community, and a white boy that's gone after a couple of months, and Debbie is, I'm surprised she hasn't stopped me yet. His name is, what's his name? What's his name? Matt Winiger. He's retiring. So they gave them all the responsibility of taking the power of reviewing these proposals from Debbie, from me, from you, from Anna, from Julie, from Jace, and they gave it to some fucking idiots in Ventura and Camarillo. They did that. And they said they're going to be objective, they're going to be professional, they're going to be this, they know the arts. They weren't trained, Jackie. They weren't giving an evaluative kind of, overview. So words like Debbie said, reasonable and fair, they just said, well, my friend is fair. She's got a good ass. My other friend is not so fair. She's ugly. And Armando talks so much shit, he's completely not fair. That's the variable. And it's completely wrong. It's so corrupt that it has to be called up. But will they listen to Debbie? As mild-mannered and professional as she is? No, because at the core, they understand that it's wrong. At the core. So what we as a community have to do is be vigilant, and we got to support Debbie so that when she says, guys, we have to judge things based on an objective evaluation process that everybody knows. Somewhere down the road, brave people are going to say, you know what? That sounds kind of right. But we have to put the pressure on. Otherwise, it won't occur. Yes? So, the other thing that occurred was that they weaseled it down from $200,000 the first year to $170,000 or $160,000 the second year. And this year, those cowards whittled it down to $150,000. They gave Michelle a part-time job at $20,000, and somewhere down the road, they gave her a raise for $10,000 for just scratching her fucking ass, not doing any fucking thing, and they awarded $140,000.
141.
41.
So we're going, you didn't even award all of it? What's it?
Oh, wow.
This is very passionate stuff with me, guys.
Who did we awarded it to?
They haven't. They got $9,000 that they're going to go to Washington with.
No, but it's insane. I mean, we voted that we were spending at least $150.
We can't fucking put gas in our cars, and they, snatch $9,000. Okay, so everybody that feels now that you're vested. Vested means I got my shit. I got $9,000. I got $3,000. I got this. Somebody like Jasmine and some other people that are beginning to believe. There's another thing that I'm going to say real quickly, okay? that Debbie and I, our mission, when we laid out the mission, it was not to provide money for you to speculate and be a business entrepreneur and a speculator. It was money for artists, organic money to let her do what she wants to do. Julie, Anna, to do what you need to do. Not to fucking speculate and bring fucking big groups here and figure out how I'm gonna make money. That's promotion, that's not art. Go to Block Grant, go to Measure O, go somewhere else, but not art in public places. So those fools didn't even know that. So these impaneled experts are a bunch of fucking monkeys.
So let's go to community.
Okay, so community, that's the community support, you gotta stay with it. I'm being so passionate, guys, because this is just Civics 101. Do not be misled by these people that say that they are in doing your work in their best interest, because at the fundamental level, they are not being fair. Yes?
Can you reiterate what stay on it means for everybody? Like, what is it exactly that we can do to support that?
Well, there's going to be a commission, and tell us what a commission means, Debbie, rather than
No,
being
it's just
controlled.
that it's going to be another group that is meeting, and so I think what I'm going to stay on it is be aware of what activities are coming up for discussion, and then put public pressure for the
But it's, okay, so I'll say it a different way. When we had a committee, Dorina would sit here, and Carmen would sit here. And we'd, jump up and down, do cartwheels and shit, and they would decide just unilaterally, what do you think, Carmen? What do you think, Dorina?
Well, when
And
they
would
voted,
decide.
it was just the two of
Okay.
them, and now it'll be.
The commission is community. Debbie is going to be involved. Any commission that Debbie is involved is going to be a zillion times better than a city-run organization, because Debbie is going to be ethical, and she's going to be learned, and she's going to be intellectual, and she's going to try to put a fair process. So Debbie is talking about going after money. Fuck the money. Just kid it. Just do it the right way. Be fair. Be honest.
A collective.
Yes. And she's going to teach Autumn what fair evaluation is. She's going to teach Javier what fair evaluation is. She's going to teach Dr. Cortese and all those people how to look at an evaluative instrument that is fair. And if she does that, then she's changed the whole dynamic of Oxnard. Because all Oxnard has been is cronyism. Farm-working, old, white guys running the shit out of this town. And Debbie, and we have created that. Debbie is not going to change that. Okay, so, and then stick with it is, every time there's a meeting, we got to go and we got to say, we need more money. Because Debbie is not going to say, like Carmen and Dorina said, there's no money. Fuck that, there is money. There's $200 million. There is money. Yes.
Yes, I am not sure if I understand. So you are in a commission, but do you have the power, or they have the vote, and you just talk and you don't have any vote on it?
Question.
You don't have any power, just you can talk, but they say.
We're going to be able to vote, that's why we set it up. So we're going to be able to vote. We do have to go eventually to the city council to, okay, if we are spending lots of money, we're having monetary things. But the main part is, it will be the power of a commission that can make a decision. It's like the planning commission where they can say, this is what the decision we want to make. It has to eventually go to the city council, but you make your own votes.
Okay, and then it's Corina and the other person to say that.
They're not there anymore. They've been eliminated. They're gone. The power is that we show up and we demand not 200,000, but $500,000 or $1 million. That's what I'm going to bug the shit out of Debbie about. $500,000 the first year. And then we show our support by always packing that room, and then the councilmen understand that these people are going to be voting. And they understand. So that's the power of democracy. By showing up and saying, we want $500,000 the first year. $500,000. Forget going out after money. That's foolish. The money's already here. We just have to appropriate it from other line items. And we gotta show a unity, and we have to go there, and we have to demand it, and then Carmen says, oh shit, those people are gonna vote against us. Oh shit, you know, and those guys understand the voting bloc, the power of democracy. They understand that more than anything. So that's what staying on it means. Okay, so that's community support. Anything else on that, guys? Anything that anybody wants to say? Brother, you just walked in, we introduced each other. Introduce yourself, brother.
Mark Spencer, I'm with Hip Hop Collective Group and Lab Life Foundation.
Okay, and that's another,
This is the family.
that's a gentleman that just got funded, and the family, welcome. We love you guys. And Thunderbird, is that it?
Yeah.
Miss Thunderbird or just Thunderbird?
Either one.
Okay, Miss Thunderbird, introduce yourself, please.
Kimberly Thunderbird, Director of Community Outreach at Charter College. And I was given funding.
Yes.
My score is very low,
Yes.
so I'm learning.
Yeah.
This is a really good meeting.
So what occurred, guys, was there was no objective measurement. We understand that. But what there was is, let's give the white people some money, let's give the Mexicans some money, let's give the black people some money. We keep all the voting blocks very, very content. And that's no way to run a business. Unless you're a politician. And that's what they are. They're politicians first. So in order to move on that you know, knee-jerk thing that politicians have, is we got to show up in numbers and we have to demand specifically what it is that we want. Okay, so Saturday, tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be raining, so these people, and Debbie, I didn't tell you because I just called them. Okay, thank you, Debbie. So these people are going to come in and they're going to do some skits on the pesticide that's affecting a lot of the community here. Pesticides affect adults, but they disproportionately affect our kids more. And we don't know what the environmental effects are of all the stuff that we're spraying all over the world. And so we really got, so they're going to be here, and we'll pass this around, you can kind of look at it, okay? They're going to be here from 1 to about 6, and then we have a closing, and my compañera's not here, right? And then we're going to have a closing at 6 o'clock for Nancy and her group here. And so it's incredible, guys, what community is, and what powerful people are, and what cowards are, and what politicians are, and what it's just incredible.
Okay, move on.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yes, brother.
Now, so that thing's happening then, so when are we setting up? Because Nancy wanted me to do the music, so I was gonna come in the morning and kind of have it left set up. Is that gonna be a problem?
I don't think it'll be a problem, brother. We'll work around it, but the other is, she's not here, brother?
But what time are they coming on up for the?
At 10, at 10.
For the play?
Yes, to set up. They're gonna start at 1. So you can set up anywhere, brother, and they're gonna have to work around you. Kind of thing. And they asked us because it's gonna rain tomorrow. And it's probably gonna be real sunny tomorrow,
It was
right?
gonna be outside originally in the Plaza Park.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we're
But
moving.
this starts at 1.
It starts at 1. From 1 to about 5 or 6. And one of the things that, guys,
They have to leave before Nancy.
okay,
It's okay, but,
Debbie, please, girl.
Everybody's invited.
Yes, everybody's invited.
Everybody's invited.
It's,
1 o'clock.
this is Debbie's famous little PhD line, seamless continuum, okay? So it's just gonna be seamless. It's just gonna be cool, okay? Guys, we practice unconditional love. Unconditional love doesn't mean being a fucking asshole. Doesn't mean being a punk. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. It means that you're going to do what you need to do as long as you see that the people in front of you are hurting and putting out their efforts, and it's kind of a, you know, a love give and take kind of thing. But it's never, you know, I'm going to turn my cheek. No. No. You slap me and you fuck with me, I'm going to slap you back. It's not going to happen that way, guys. Okay, so that's our unconditional love. And sometimes it happens a little too much, and anyway. So read between the lines, unconditional love, okay, guys? Okay, use of the facility. I guess that's unconditional love. this is a little soapbox, a little humble, guys, maybe big-headed, you guys take it the way. Debbie, not Armando, but Debbie always gives a lot more than she gets. A lot more. And so, community, unconditional love means we have to reciprocate. We gotta quid pro quo this baby. We just gotta do it. That's how we nurture, community. So, when we start saying we in the cafe, the old famous line of, tanto lo kimo sabi, what the fuck you mean, we? It's you, fool. You're taking the arrows, Well, with us, we take the arrows. So we want but we want you to take arrows as well.
Yeah.
We want you to do that. We want you to do that. We want you, and love, and reciprocity, and everything that goes on with unconditional love. Because, guys, we have taken the hits here. And I know a lot of community people have. Okay, so now calendar of events. This is probably the most important part, and we've got to get to it, guys. People have, and read globally what I'm saying, people have gotten funding. Now, after the funding, you go, oh shit, now I got to do stuff. What the fuck am I got to do shit, okay? Yes, you do. And so the cafe is open, it's available to you. Now you may have other venues, and that's cool. But the cafe will always work on you to support you to get your projects done. We are going to work with Hector, Jackie, Julie, Autumn, Tony. We're going to work with everybody. Anna, everybody. My brother back there, Jace, everybody, Jim, everybody. But we have to calendar the stuff, and we have to go to unconditional love, and there's got to be quid pro quo. Reciprocity. Reciprocity. If we're for real. Otherwise, let's go fucking kiss Carmen's ass. Or Dorina's. Because that's a lot easier. But it doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. So, look at your calendar, look and see what it is that you want to do. Some people, Julie, that may want to come and dance now. See what you want to do, and that basically from April until next April 1st, you got some things to do. The other thing is, look at your proposal. The way we help people write their proposal, it's not, you're not creating, major projects. You're just, it's a little chunk of money. You're just trying to, kick it forward, So as long as we, show the love and do some things, we're going to be okay. But we would like, we just had an art series. We had 2 art series. One was very successful, and we're getting people to come. Music series. The mariachi was cool. The Macu was a disaster. It's just the money thing, We got a very dear friend, Dr. Casillas. He says, pinche limosneros no tienen garrotes. Beggars, can't be choosy. They don't ever have a club to beat you in the head to snatch your shit. That's me and Debbie. We never have a club. We just have unconditional love. So, we don't have any money. We don't have any resources. We just have our reputation, and we just roll with it. And Debbie wouldn't have, rolled with it. But I did. And I came out, scathed. But it's cool. The next one will be cool. And the next one, because I want to continue to create a dynamic whereby the city says, oh my God, we can really bring people from, Carmen is famously, always telling everybody how she goes to Los Angeles to see all these other groups. Fuck Los Angeles, we can do it here. But there's no support. So that's what we want to do. We want to show people that we can do this here in Oxnard. And you guys got it that I punctuate everything with the words, right? Yeah. So you guys are getting the message, right? It's just heart. So listen to the heart, don't listen to the words.
So what happened this time that was different from last time?
I
Yes,
think
go ahead,
it was on a Monday night, and the other times we've had, the last time was Tuesday, Monday's a slow night for people to do things traditionally, for restaurants, for shows, for a lot of.
Debbie, we charge $10,
Yeah.
and the cafe never charges. So that just blew people away.
Okay, but I don't know that necessarily that was.
Everybody
blocked them.
snuck in?
Armando?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think it had to do a lot with the planning. The location for the artist was not the proper location. So when you're looking at artists here, to bring them here in Oxnard, you gotta pick the right venue in order to have a turnout. For instance, you came to the one where we did the award ceremonies for you. We had a reggae group.
Yeah.
We had over 400 people that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
So it depends on the venue, who you pick, the artist, how you promote the artist. You're gonna need some radio play, even with us being local. And we can get that donated. With a nonprofit, on an average rate, you can get radio for about $150, and you can get played about 4 to 6 times in a day. So, you know, again, I wasn't involved like I think I should have been, to be
Yes.
honest with you. Mark should have been more involved.
Yes, absolutely.
People within the black and brown community that knows about promoting and marketing.
Yes.
So that way, you know, it's not, again, like you said, you and Debbie, for you guys, that's not your forte. Your
Not at all.
forte is going out
Not
and
at
making
all.
sure that
Not at
everybody
all.
has a place
Not at all.
to a venue, you know.
Yes.
And we have Sugar Beets now, I guess it's a new name, no? What's the name of
Up at the rank.
that? Okay.
Sugar beets, let's stick to sugar beets. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, we have a venue now that we can use to have artists not only come here, but go
Yeah.
there. And if you're gonna charge at the door, you know, you better have a good plan. That's all I'm saying. Is that,
And you know, the irony is,
Exactly,
the
Jason.
one before that was on a Tuesday, it was like, almost standing room only.
right, it was, I was there,
But
I was
yeah,
there, it was packed.
So it was really
packed.
crowded, and so that's why I don't know that it was the venue as much as all the other stuff that went around it.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
Was
it's
it-
like-
I'm just throwing something out there. Was it because they came because that first one was for the cafe there?
What happened
And that
was,
second
yeah,
one was
no, what
for-
happened
for-
was
for like-
that there is
So for the
a,
equipment.
yes, there is a connection between New York City and UCSB and the city of Santa Barbara.
Right.
At UCSB in Santa Barbara, then they say, in Oxnard, there is a cafe on a nonprofit that's willing to work with you to showcase. And one of the things that they generally have to do when they work with UCSB is take their music out to the small communities. So what I did was, I agreed that they should get, you know, some money. And that was my mistake. I shouldn't have agreed to that because they were here on UCSB's dime. But I wanted to be fair.
Right.
So absolutely, the planning, Mark and Jace and Miss Thunderbird, absolutely. But the deal is, guys, you know, we have to do it.
Right.
And we have to do it cross colors. And you know, it's got to be Mexican and black and whomever, white people, you know, everybody. Everybody's got to do it, and we got to support one another, you know. And I'm just waiting for the day that we can do that.
Okay.
You know I'm aboard, brother.
So when's the next one?
So the next one, compañera, this is kind of, you know, where you come in, and I was hoping that Josh would come in. This is, see, what happens is, that's a good analysis of musical promotion, experts. Doctor in educational evaluation. An excellent presentation on educational evaluation on how the city tightens itself up, right? Community organizing and programming is real shaky because this sister comes in, she wants to throw the peace thing out, she goes to Chase, she goes to Armando, she doesn't know the city. So she just kind of freelances, right? And then Josh, being Josh, he just takes it and he does what he does. This is what we have to do. This sister has the capacity to bring in an incredible band. An incredible, incredible band that's played here and is wonderful. It's Irish and world and
World music.
and it needs a specific venue, you know, a specific venue. And they're just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful musicians. but it can't be laid at the hands of Josh. That's my opinion. And if he was here, I'll tell him that again. It has to be laid in the hands of the community where Josh, the Cafe Ane, Oxnard College, the black community, the brown community, everybody comes together and supports it. Because if Josh takes it to the college, there's going to be 20 people there.
Yeah.
That's just been the history. They don't show up. And so we've got to get, the promotional thing going, and because it would be a shame if we had that theater and only 20 people show up. So that's what we have to do. And so we've got the push for music, we've got the push for visual arts, we've got the push for dancing, we've got the push for videos, movies, all of that stuff, but everybody has to be proficient in every area, and nobody is. We have to come together and work together.
I need some
Yes,
clarification.
yes.
So, in this band, you asked if they would be available, I know they're not in April, but you asked for May. So, where they usually are gonna present at Sugar Beat, where are they
Well,
gonna?
it depends. Now that, we're talking, we can, kind of, we can brainstorm. Like Debbie says, we can brainstorm.
Okay.
We can brainstorm, and, that's a band for everybody. That's just universal stuff. It's beautiful stuff. But it's small venue stuff. It's not, Oxnard Performing Arts, the stuff that, Mark does, or the stuff that Jace does. And it might not be right now, Chantel, the black box at Oxnard College, because those people have not gotten their stuff together. Very few people show up to those events. Debbie and I go to them all the time. There's 20, 30 people that show up all the time. They just do not know how to promote it. They need people like Mark and Jace to be able to do that. They don't hire these people. So I don't know what to tell you, other than we got to bring Josh back, and we have to, and we can do it, and we can, kind of agree that maybe in May we can do it here, and we can bring in 200, 300. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 20 people here. If we commit to 3 people apiece, we've already got 100 people.
Well, we had about over 70 people,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Last
yes,
time,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So that's
yes.
pretty good, right?
That's very good.
That's very good.
But the idea is to get 200, 300
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
And that would be great. So that's the planning. And so I'm reaching out to you, Mark and Jace, that I want to sit down with you guys, and I really, really want to plan out this year, And anything that I can do to support you guys, I want to do that. Me, meaning us, the cafe, Debbie and I. Okay? All of us, and all of us, because this is your house, okay? This is your place. Tony, we didn't introduce you, so could you introduce yourself, please?
Guess what his name is? No.
My name is Tony. Nice to meet everybody. I currently attend Channel Islands University, communication major with business and nonprofit emphasis. I'm here to help the cafe in any capacity that I can. Anyway, to make us grow, to help us shed love and education and art throughout the community.
And peace.
And you're still at Oxnard College, yes?
I work at Oxnard College.
Yes, yes,
In the
yes,
library.
yes. Well, that's an important thing to understand, that he's, a librarian, a resource there at Oxnard College as well. So he's got 2 places where he's very, very tied into. And he's helping us with all the internet stuff. The shit that Debbie and I know absolutely nothing about. Okay, so now what we do is we go around and, because we're running just a little bit late because of my fault, guys, we're going to go to the announcements, and we're going to make our announcements, and of course we're going to invite everybody to all our, our events. So we'll start with Renee. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing, Renee, and where you're going, okay?
Yes, some people don't know my name, Rene Corrado. I am from Guatemala, so we have different nationalities in here. So I am the collection manager in Bird Museum in Camarillo. So we have the largest bird egg collection in the world, over 1 million eggs, and the largest nest collection, 20,000 nests. So I am a biologist, and also I am a writer.
Before you go on, Renee, how many of you guys, and be honest now, how many of you guys, before Renee said there is a bird egg museum of major proportion, world-class proportion in Camarillo, in the county of Ventura, how many of you guys knew that?
I didn't know it.
Well, you're a librarian. You're an intellectual. But we didn't know that. That's incredible. That's incredible. We got to get the word out. Yes?
Yeah, so we give tours to groups.
And so 10 to 20 people, and there is another non-profit organization, the museum.
Maybe one day you can receive us as a group.
Yeah, so we can plan and we can
Yes.
go on in there.
Yes.
Also, I'm a writer, and I am trying to introduce my book in here in Ventura County because I don't have any connection. Even I moved to Ventura County in 1994, no connection at all. I don't know where to sell the book. I'm selling the book online, only in Los Angeles. This is where I have the connection.
In the Museum of Ventura. Ventura Museum, I have seen books.
That are sold.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I want to do a presentation of my book, and so we're planning with Armando to see where I can do a presentation.
Well, you're gonna do it here, and we need the community to support, right? We need the community to support, and we need the community to buy a book. I mean, why not,
How much
right?
is your book?
No, just say a few words about the book.
Yeah, so about the book, yes, like I said, I'm from Guatemala. I'm from a little village in Guatemala. So I moved from the little village with my 6 siblings to Guatemala City. I was a Shushan boy. And there, so I had to ask for leftovers to bring to my siblings. And so myself, I eat from the trash with other Shushan boys. I moved to Guatemala, has 35 years of civil war. And so I moved to California. I crossed the border with no papers. I didn't have anybody in here. I didn't speak the language. I have only 6th grade, so I didn't go really that far in school in there. So I came in here doing whatever I had to do. So I was the gardener of this museum. So now I am the guy in charge. So I went to Oxnard College. I graduated from Oxnard College. I'm a biologist.
Is that American success story or what?
That is the book about it, that if you really want your dream, if you really want to work for it, you can get it. I am the example that you can get an answer with nothing.
So the book is your story.
The book is my story, and so how I cannot give you my key, but the key is there, and so in the book I'm telling you how I found it. And
Now we're interested.
So we're going to present something very quickly. The man's on a mission, and we're going to do something very quickly. Debbie, because she's a professor at Oxnard College, has a lot of people writing because Debbie pushes them to write their story. So there's José the Jardinero, René el Ilustrador, and so this is wonderful. Yeah, incredible. So this, so.
But it's in Spanish only.
I have it in Spanish only right now. Yeah, because that's just want to be to inspiration for the newcomers. So the people just can, if I write it in English, so they already made it. But it's just to very simple Spanish in order to the newcomers see that, yes, you can do it. And so, but later, I'm working now in Illustrator for kids, so children, and then it's going to come the English.
So when it goes to a movie, he's going to play you, Antonio Banderas?
I know, yeah, and it's true, because in Guatemala, a movie director is working to see if we can make a movie, and also a play here in Los Angeles.
Okay, so we're going to plan this. Stay with us, guys.
Okay. Today you want to play with the media, right? Because you're looking for places, this is great, but you want to go to Amazon, you want to go to...
I am in Amazon, yeah. It's on Amazon, it's an electronic version, and it's this. And so I have several interviews in TV and the radio and
The
the
brother's
newspaper.
hooked up. He's on a mission.
Yeah.
He's on a mission. We're going to help him here. Okay?
$13.95.
So we're going to move.
$13.95.
We're going to move now to Autumn. Anything that you want to announce, Autumn? You're cool? Okay. Compañero. Tony.
We're going to be rained out tomorrow, but maybe not.
Who's going to be rained out?
Baseball.
OC baseball.
Okay.
Versus,
How are they doing, brother?
we're doing pretty good.
Okay. Support Oxnard College athletics. Yes, absolutely. Tony tapes all of those games. So he's a wonderful resource in the community. He's an incredible resource in the community, documenting everything. Compañera.
Working on that Women's Expo. You know how they have the LA's largest Women's Expo, they have the just the Women's Expo. I want to bring it to Oxnard so that we can have the leisure of experiencing the same thing. But everything, all of the vendors will be, I want to use Armando to display his art. I want to use local models for the modeling show, and I want to use local artists to do the talent show. We'll have vendor tables, they'll be selling items like jewelry, purses, shoes, hats, perfume, any.
Books.
Books, absolutely, books.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the Mexican consul, I can't think of her name right now, but she's going to be one of the guest speakers. And also the boxer,
Vargas.
Casillas?
Garcia, he has his own boxing.
Yeah, Roberto Garcia.
Yeah, so he told me that as long as it's not on a day where he has a major boxing match, that he will come. But if it is something going on, he'll send a representative. So those are the two guest speakers that I have, they're gonna be locked in. But it's gonna be a great event. We'll also have food vendors there.
When are you looking to do that?
I was gonna do April, but now it's gonna be like towards the end of May or the beginning of June. The only thing holding me up on a date now is the Performing Arts Center is where we're gonna have it at. So the date that they have available for me on a Saturday is when we're gonna do it. So I'll meet with the lady again on Monday to confirm a definite date.
Our friend, Miss Smith.
Yes.
Yes.
So
We
then
love her.
we'll move forward with getting the flyers and start soliciting vendor tables.
Great.
I'm excited.
Good.
If LA can do it, Oxnard can do it.
Yeah, that's a big project. You know, anything we can help you with, we're here, okay?
Anna has a question.
Yes.
Vendor fee for artists or women in power?
I know, well, I'm asking for $200 per vendor table, but what you get in return is I'll give you 20 tickets that you can get to the community, come to the event to support you. You get access to meet and greet with all the other people that are there, and at least 500 to 2,000 people to come to your table that day. And how we'll get the interaction is we'll have cards, and we'll tell each person, if you walk around to every table and get them to sign it, when you come back, we'll give you a door prize. So a lot of the stuff is gonna be donated, door prizes will be donated, we'll raffle off TVs, things like that. But it'll give you exposure, and also you'll be listed on the press release, you'll be listed on any type of advertisement that we do. So, and then if you have something that you wanna put in the gift bag, it's gonna be a hot pink gift bag with Oxnard Women's Expo written on it with a silhouette of a lady. You can put something in that bag to give to everyone that comes to the door. So it'll be $10 to get in. It's going to be on a Saturday for 4 hours. It's going to be a great event. It's a lot of work, but it's what I do. So for me, it's fun.
Good.
I don't see it as work.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
question.
yeah.
No.
Good show.
Is it one per person per vendor table, or can a group, a collective go?
Could the Cafe Ane pay $10
But
and
you
go
know,
there?
if it's a nonprofit, the table will be half price. Regular price is $200. 2 people can come to a table. It's okay.
I'm just thinking, I'm like, how can we get exposure?
But I mean, like for you get a free table. I would not charge you for a table.
Quid pro quo, it's called. Yes. Oh, okay, brother.
Again,
Thank you.
like our announcement, we have our music production classes that will be taking place here at Cafe Ane. So I just need to get with Armando and coordinate the schedule where we'll have hands-on, where we're going to be teaching the lyric writing, and then we're going to take them from the writing of a song to actually producing a finished CD. The CDs will be on sale here. It's going to be professionally done, shrink wrap. So the CDs will go anywhere from $8 to $10. And everyone involved, including the cafe, my record company, Mark's production company, and the artist will be paid through the CD's distribution. And it'll be going through BMI, ASCAP. And along with that, we also have the video production that we'll be doing, and we'll bring Tony in and have, network with everybody within the art community to make it happen. So I'm looking forward to doing it. And then also we have some live shows coming up. We're going to have jazz, R&B, some of the hip-hop artists, where you can come out and see them live perform here and local venues here in us.
Hey, what about an American Idol Oxnard?
Not bad. We can make it
I want
happen.
to show you, in 16 years, guys, we have had the greatest trovadores, balladeers from Latin America, and the great Leon Chavez Tixtero. That is, Bob Dylan hoped that he could write like him. He is 78 years old. We're trying very desperately to get him here. He's one of the giants of music, so we brought him a couple of times, and then in the past couple of months, 6, 7 months, we've had all of these people here. They're producing CDs. So you know, we're doing this even though we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Right.
They just come, right? And by the seat of our pants, through the love that we have, we just figure it out. So if we have Mark and you help us, you know, we can maybe cut it, you know,
Get bigger.
make a little money. Yeah, make a little money for all of us, love for all of us. So we're gonna do that, continue on. Go ahead, my brother.
The one thing, I mean, obviously we're all collaborating, but just to add to that is to create a stream of income. So these projects are teaching kids their own entrepreneurial aspects of music and how to get into the community, and they can become graphic designers, music designers, engineers. They can protect their art, but it is creating a stream of money so we don't have to write grants. Right, and go sell this. They know how to, like he's a younger generation. He's on the medium, so they can push it and they can do shows here and learn how to promote and market themselves. That's the idea, is to create a business from the art and show them how to do it, so they can take it. If they don't want to go into art, they have something.
Opportunity.
Yeah, they're creating their own opportunities. They've created their own business, and they have a way, but it's not just a dream. It's very tangible. So that's the idea of what we want to bring here. It's not just lessons in music. It's the full gambit.
Nicely said.
Great, Mark. One of the things that when Debbie and I got together, this is a good story real quickly for you guys. We're in the Biltmore. You remember the old Biltmore in Los Angeles? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. 5-star hotel, downtown Los Angeles. Old school, Art Nouveau kind of stuff. And that was when Debbie and I were reading in money. We were fat in money. And there's 400 big-time players before this. And everybody's got a lot of money, everybody's bragging, and everybody, swear to God, is drunk except Debbie. Everybody. There's 400 people, 399 of us are drunk on our ass. And I'm sitting here, and I'm looking at this white girl, and she's looking at me, and you know, we're kind of trying to talk, and because we're kind of at the VIP table, and she smiles, and and then we decide that we're going to go somewhere a little quieter so we can talk. That night we decide that we're going to work together. That's how it happened. That's how it happened. And we decided we're going to work with disenfranchised communities, because that's what we were doing. And we're going to get these young people into higher education, and we're going to get them jobs. And we're going to create some kind of business model for them. The education has worked. The transformational love stuff has worked. Getting them jobs and business has been a complete disaster. So, because 25, 30 years ago, we let the employment world off the hook. Make money, fuck it, make it. To exploit the shit out of us. But you have absolutely no responsibility in the community. That has to change, guys. One of the things that we have to do is we have to make them responsible to give back to community. How we do that is going to be, a very difficult process to do. But that's what we want to do.
You're talking about Mark
Yes,
and
yes, we can do that.
Right.
We can do that. We can do that. Julie.
Okay, I was thinking to do something for May, for Mother's Day, because I know that's important.
Not flowers, no.
Not flowers.
We did it.
Well, so we need to.
So you're still doing Zumba from 7 to...
I'm still doing the Zumba class from 7 to 8. If you guys know of people, let them know.
Well, all you guys, all y'all come in.
Oh, yeah.
Dance, yes, yes.
Do you have an anniversary activity?
Yes, and I wanted to bring that up. We have 5 years doing Zumba without stopping. So I want to do that during May for Mother's Day too. So put that.
A Zumba-thon. Maybe we can get Miss Thunderbird to help us promote it.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Great,
that's all.
Julie.
Good job. Good job.
Autumn had something I
Well,
could.
no, I was gonna mention about the anniversary. I can't.
So go ahead, Debbie.
I don't have any.
Okay.
My-
Tony, you're doing a show, brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
We go last.
Yes, Anna.
We go last.
I'll do that next
Well, you're putting up your photographs.
time. Yeah, I'll be showing photos here. I'm also a photographer.
Cool.
Multi-talented.
Incredible photographs of the farm working community. They were up here before. He took them down. He's going to put them back up again. And they go part and parcel with the homeless awareness kind of campaign that Ana and Daniel are doing, and specifically how it affects young children. Is that right, Ana?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Ana.
I go last.
Okay, okay. Go ahead, Jasmine.
I'm happy to say I got a studio in Ventura now, officially, for our production stuff for New Wave Fox, becomes serious stuff. And I have a studio to like do my things in. Another announcement, I guess, would be that
What do you do in the studio?
we're going to be able to sell. Sorry?
What do you do in your studio?
New Wave Fox. Well, I do commercial productions right now. It's kind of like the funding for NewWaveFox.com, which I explained earlier. It's like an art style music, like a media network for Ventura County. So I'm exposing local artists, modeling style, working with girls. So while I'm working with girls, it's like a women empowerment, outlet. And so the point for that is that I'm going to be able to sell the collection for Z and Colibri. It's a brand that I have with my mom. We're like stylists, we're into clothing. So this is a collection that we've actually built through the years, and we're finally going to get to have a studio where we can have people come in and buy our vintage and timeless.
Where's your studio?
Sorry? It's going to be on the west downtown part of Ventura. It's 141 North Ventura Avenue, Suite K. I grew up on the avenue, so it's like right there by downtown.
Yeah.
And so that's the announcement. Z and Colibri's Timeless and Vintage Collection is going to be available in our little studio area. And I'm beginning commercial production for local businesses that want to stand out. I already did one for a gym called Rock and Roll Fight Company. It's a very grassroots mixed martial arts gym. They have like an octagon and everything. So I'm opening up the opportunities for local businesses that want a commercial, 30 seconds to a minute. And so I'm going to start doing that.
So how much do they cost and where do you air them?
The commercials?
Yes.
I think that they would range from $400 to $600. But with this particular gym, I wanted to get my work out there, so I did a trade for material on him. So he gave me 6 months credit for a membership at his gym for myself, and then maybe we could try to sell it off to people in a discounted price. And I'm willing to work with people's budgets. I have the resources to do the production stuff because myself, I do video and editing. So we can do that, or we can work with the trade with businesses. It's basically working with their budget. If they have a budget, I could try to see if we could do it.
And so it streams on the internet?
We stream it on NewWaveFox.com. We have a new segment coming up called Pop 805. This is an people of preference. 805 says like quality business and services on there. But the commercial is just for them to have a hybrid commercial for their marketing efforts or whatever it is.
Well, when you say quality, that leaves us out, right?
No, that definitely puts you in.
You're in a commercial.
That's very cool.
And that you're in a big
That's very cool, Jasmine. Very strong.
So
Very strong sister.
that's the
Yeah.
NewWaveFox.com. If anybody wants any information or knows any local businesses that would like a commercial to be built, I've done marketing and promotions just by default because of things I've been doing. So,
Yeah, somewhere down the road, we're going to ask you to help us with the Zumba thing.
And then next music.
Go ahead, sister.
All right.
What's your number? I'm sorry. What's your telephone number?
I'll give you my card if you want.
Sorry.
We would like your card. Julie would like your card. Go ahead, Chantal.
So, as I mentioned earlier, peace concerns everybody, right? Never enough peace. This program has changed lives all around the world. I'm an example of that too. And it's free, and the contribution will go to the cafe. So you're supporting the cafe when you do that.
Chantal.
That would be nice. And it's starting on Tuesday, and it's ongoing. So if people miss, it's a standalone. Each session is a standalone, so people can come in anytime. It doesn't have to start next Tuesday. And
Oh, that's good news.
yeah, that's enough. So you guys, you can pass along to anyone. And the other thing I want to mention briefly, I have this project with me that I carry for 3 years. I've been approached by people having similar project, and I just realized it doesn't work with me. And the project is basically to connect the art. When I say the art, is all kind of art, music, painting, writing, and connect the art via internet and the community at the same time. It's either or often, you know, you have the website and then you have live event, but also do in a certain way that it becomes very interactive. So I'm not sure where that's going, but I just want to let you know this is something that I would love to do, and I have tons of ideas how to make the public interact, and maybe this is.
Well, we would love to discuss that with you.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, Chantal,
Okay.
absolutely. Yes.
And worldwide.
Okay.
I will Oxnard being the platform, maybe going worldwide.
Much love, brother. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, honey.
All right, well,
Nada?
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to participate in a woman's exhibit, a collective woman's exhibit in Bell Factory in the Avenue, and Vanessa Acosta is curating it. It starts March 6 from 5 to 8.
Good show.
She asked me.
Let us know and we'll support.
March
Yes.
6.
Okay. Flyers and stuff, if
Okay.
you can get out, absolutely, we'll support you. Go ahead, Hector.
My name is Hector, and I'm working with a whole bunch of eye control parolees. People that nobody wants to deal with no more, right? They kind of kick me to the curb. And I'm working with them. And the other day was interesting. I started kind of like a group study, and I want to hear their story, blah, 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 you know, identification, one after another. And I had a brainstorm idea. I gave everybody a piece of paper here. I told them, draw out a character that you would like to be. Yeah, I'm working with teens también, ¿verdad? And I noticed all these guys, they made little pictures of maybe a football player, the other one maybe a cop, you know, the other one blah, blah. And one particular one drew my attention because it was me, right? It was a guy, bald-headed guy, with a big cross and gold, and he was driving a Porsche. And that was the pimp man, I call him. And, or the bad boy, the super bad boy. But I'm getting out with all this is proof that, you know, I've learned, and hearing through art, you learn a lot about people.
Yes.
But, and then the people who do something very nice are people who really want to change their lives.
Yes.
You know, and I started this bad boy group, you know, and I'm going to them, and it's working out. You know, they're working certain steps that, in one of the programs, you know, like a fifth step, you know, you tell people the geek stories and blah, 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 and what have you. So that's what I'm doing. I'd like to have maybe get together with you. Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to do that here, brother. Debbie and I, you know, humbly, we have a lot of experience with fucked up dope fiends and alcoholics, right, Debbie? Lots of them. And one of the things that you do is if you put a prompt, a question before them, and you have them write, they can be very, very, very incredibly creative because their life provides them the opportunity to, you know, be super creative. And so out of that idea, possibly a book can come out. So what we have to do is work with you so that we can kind of produce a product, right? Because we got to show the city a product. So this is the way. Anna, go ahead, Anna.
Oh, okay.
Your turn.
Sorry. It was a bit of a stretch. March 21st.
21st.
We're going to have the art exhibit in conjunction with the film screening of La Cosecha.
La Cosecha.
Okay, so we're here on it.
Tell us what the Cosecha is.
Cosecha is the harvest. It's the documentary that was produced by Eva Longoria. Focuses on children working in the fields, which is, you know, they can't work in McDonald's when they're 12 years old, but they can work in the fields.
Yes.
They can't work in certain businesses, but they can work in the fields.
I just shared a video, guys, on the stuff that they're doing in India still with kids. Maybe in Mexico, it might be Mexican. And they got these kids making ladrillos, bricks, and they're just busting, breaking them down completely. And you see just a whole field of just ladrillos, bricks. So it's happening all over the world, and it's happening here, right?
Yes.
And that's what the Cosecha is about.
What time is it going to be?
Well, that's something we're working out with. I'm going to work out with Tony the exact time because the documentary is 80 minutes long.
Right.
So that's something that we're looking at, and we're gonna showcase, this artwork and have a couple of artworks from the lighthouse.
But
The
are you
children
planning
from the
it
lighthouse.
in daytime or evening or both?
It has to be through the day,
Okay.
it has to be,
Okay.
and
So-
it has to be a day.
So closing statements, just to go back. We're trying to convince all of you, Jasmine, Renee, Autumn, everybody, Tony, those of you that have not participated in the arts in public places, you use this as the umbrella, so you become associated, affiliated with Oxnard, the Cafe Anne. That gives you the umbrella, the coverage, the legal coverage. You work with us, you put a proposal together, and then you get funding. For the past 3 years, we have gotten everybody funded. That's kind of like a fucking world's record. Everybody has gotten funded. Everybody's gotten funded. Not a lot of money, but everybody's gotten funded. So we want to convince everybody to do that. The more, the better, so that it goes to community people. This is how you're going to get your money. I don't know exactly how it's... First part of April, you guys will get 1,000, 3,000, you're going to get half. So if it's 1,000, half of it in April. If it's 3,000, half of it, 1,500 in April. 6 months go by, you do your 6-month report, and then you get your last payment. That's the way it goes, okay? So you guys all know that. You understand that, Tony? Everybody understands that. So look for money the first, second week of April. That has nothing to do with me or Debbie. That has to do with the city council. But it's projected to be the first or second week of April, okay? Half of the payment that you guys were going to receive. So I really strong suggest to you people that have not applied to do that, and you put yourself on the screen, right? You put yourself as part of the art community here in Oxnard, and you can, take part in that. So some people have said, well, I live in Port Hueneme. No, you're in residence here. You can use that umbrella. I have a studio in Ventura. No, you have your residence here. You do something here, and that ties you to here, And it doesn't have to be here, necessarily, Jasmine. It can be anywhere in Oxnard.
Even if
Yes.
I don't reside in Oxnard?
I'm sorry?
I have
Yes,
to reside in
yes.
Oxnard.
Yeah, no, you don't have to reside in Oxnard.
Because I'm planning on moving up in town.
No, you don't have to reside in Oxnard. You just have to be tied to an organization that does work primarily in Oxnard. So that's even as loose as all that, primarily in Oxnard.
Can you guide us how to do it or where to
Yes,
go?
yes, we will show you how to do that when the time's appropriate. So that'll be probably about 6 months from now. But we will show you guys how to do that. And if you pass the word out, we're going to have workshops again this year. And we're hopeful, with Debbie leading the charge, that instead of $140,000, we're going to have $500,000. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, you guys stick with it, right? You got to be strong, sister. Okay.
So you
Yes.
just speak with it in order to get that $500,000 too? Is there something we can do to
Show up and write letters, and it's going to be run like a city council. So all of us are going to have a chance to go up and have 3 minutes to say what we need to say. Yes, sir. Yes.
When we have to go to the next meeting at the council?
Monday.
Monday.
Monday at 1:30. And that's when you're going to, I'm not going to go, Debbie's going to go. You guys are going to hear all the bullshit. I don't have to say anything, Debbie's going to say what she's going to say. And, we already got the money, right? So Debbie is going to say, why not 150, why 140? And I'm challenging Debbie to be the professional, educator of the world that she is. When are you going to get an evaluation instrument together? But maybe that's not going to happen. You're going to have to do it, right? At the commission, Debbie?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go, yeah.
So it's important for us to be there?
This is the least important of any meeting, because the shit is already done. The money is already allocated, unless you think they're going to take some money from you. And I would say, go, but I don't think they're going to do that, because Debbie's going to fight for more money. Yes.
So you're going to keep all our emails, and you're going to send us an email, or you have a Facebook?
We're gonna do that real quick. Let's do emails real quick, okay? Let's do that right here.
And we meet here every Friday.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Yes, so
Yeah.
it'll probably be updated here as well.
Yes. So Renee, and then email, okay? And then I'll pass it around, okay? Yes. Thank you, brother. Yeah, time to go, okay? Save lives. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I'm sick.
So you got what I'm saying, Hector? We're gonna have to get your boys and your girls in here and just do it once a month. Okay, once a month.
Do you have a picture for me? A picture, and you can find your place.
Todavía enferma, déjamela.
I need a picture and a little bio, how you want me to plug it in.
So yeah, we're
Photo
getting
exhibit
closer.
by yada yada yada. Don't put this your student photographer. Are you ready?
Okay, yes.
Doesn't have to be. Okay, plug it in. ¿Cómo que piensas la hora? The
So
documentary is.
we're gonna dance now.
Yeah, I live in Oxnard, yeah, I live
Jay,
by
so
Oxnard.
maybe when do you want to get together?
Yeah, it's,
When Jim comes or just you and I? Or what do you
yeah,
want?
I
Okay.
yeah, I was told that.
Okay, so tell me when you want to get together next week.
Yeah, I already get, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
No te duermas.
Here tomorrow,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be around here all day. All day. From 10 to about 9. I finish. So, you know, anytime at all, just call me and I'll be there. Okay, it's gonna be tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. And we do need your expertise. You bailed me out big time.
Yeah, so, what time is it? So, I may, probably gonna try
Old
to.
school.
Yeah. And I want, you know.
I am the boss anyway, so.
I'll get in touch with you anyway.
No,
Yeah, exactly.